Uh-oh, I've got my camera switched again. Let me fix that. Good morning. Let's take this one off and then add that one back. There, that's better. So it's a little cloudy, lots of rain yesterday. Doesn't look like it's going to get very warm today, but I did see a hummingbird at my feeder, but it's not a hummingbird feeder. It's suet and seed. I put some mealworms out too, but I usually have flowers out for them, but this is a little early, so I'm gonna have to get something out there. I don't like to mess with hummingbird feeders though. I don't like those, so I'll get some flowers out. Let's meet on our mats in a standing position. Find mountain pose. Taking some time to wake up here. Let's reach up and stretch. We're gonna pick some apples. So one side at a time. Our good morning stretch, but we're on our feet. I'll go side to side and focus on a nice long stretch. And notice if you come up on the toes on the opposite side, you can kind of crunch a little more and get more of a stretch. So you're reaching from the foot, from the ground up. Reach, not just the arm, reach from the roots. Keep breathing that fresh morning air. Let's one more each side. And then come down. Let's roll the shoulders forward and up and back and down. Forward and up. Back and down. Bring lots of movement to the shoulder blades. And then let's start to do the backstroke. So still staying with a little bit of the water theme that we started with the second chakra the other day. Yesterday. That seems like longer ago than yesterday. Nice and slow, slow range of motion. Now let's go the other direction. You can start to add a little twist with this, like you were swimming. Reach through the fingertips for that entire circle. I've got my feet a little wider now, so you can step to the left and right edges of the mat. Let's come up on the toes and then down. Up on the toes, maybe the arms come up too and down. Up on the toes, as you come down, start to come into a squat and reach back. Let's move back and forth through this. Movement with breath. Getting that prana flowing again. Let's do 3 more. Here's number 1. Number 2. And number 3. Now stay down here. You can bring your fingertips down to the mat, palms of the hands to the mat. Bend your knees a lot. Just pause here and start to rock back and forth. Shift the weight more into your hands and then more into your heels. Back and forth. And then start to circle here. Just circling ankles, knees, elbows, wrists. Go the other way. Now take your hands to the backs of your knees and just a gentle lift of the hips. Maybe legs aren't ready to go completely straight. Inhale, sit bones lift, work towards straightening. Exhale, drop the hips. Three more of these. Now come back into that squat. Keep the knees bent a lot and come up so slow that you stack one vertebrae at a time. Keeping your knees bent. Inhale, swing your arms up. Grab your left wrist with your right hand, pull, let's fold. Second side, right wrist with the left hand, pull and fold. Go breath to breath. Inhale, and then exhale to fold. One more each side. And then coming back up to a standing position, arms down to the side, swing your arms up. And now we're going to take a little bit of a squat, but bring the elbows kind of behind you as they come down. So a little back bend here. Inhale up, and then exhale, so moon god, bringing elbows down towards hips. Three more of these. It's really still out there. One more. And then back up. Keeping the feet wide, bring your hands like you have a bowl, big bowl in the hands. We're going to reach over to the right side. So coming down like you're scooping up some water. So scoop the water up in the bowl. Bring your arms up and that water trickles down. It's warm water. And let's come to the other side. Let's do once more each way. And then dump that last little bit of water on you. Exhale. Let's fold forward. Turn your toes out if they're not already. Come back to that kind of wide forward fold. Breathe. Maybe the legs straighten a little more now. Now plant your hands under your shoulders and step back into plank. Let's rock forward and back here. Stretching through the calf muscles. Some movement in the wrists and in the ankles. See if you can circle around on your feet. Go the other direction. And then come back to plank. Shift the shoulders forward. We'll come into that Ashtanga Namaskar, so the 8-point pose. Bringing first the toes are on the mat, hands are on the mat. Now drop your knees. Now this helps to build shoulder strength. So come down slowly, lift your chin, and bring your chest down, and then your chin. Now let's hold this for 3 breaths. So you're in a back bend. Elbows are nice and tight to the rib cage. One more. And then we're going to extend long and lift into a little baby cobra. Exhale, come down, tuck the toes, down dog. And it's our first, so let's play. And move. And find sensation and space. Reestablish some flow. And come to stillness now. Reach the arms out there, spread the fingers wide, bend your knees a lot, and then push the mat away. Let that bring the chest towards the thighs. So you're really kind of back into a back bend. But isolating a lot of this back bend into the rib cage spine, the thoracic spine. And that's a tougher place to bring extension to. A little more rigid there, but we need that as part of our range of motion. Now bring your gaze forward and let's tiptoe. Little tiny tiptoes. But today let's just come on the balls of the feet when we come to the top. Now plant your feet under your hips. Bend your knees a lot. Let the head hang. Grab opposite elbows and let's sway. And then let the head hang. Drop those hands. Knees are bent, so you're real supported here. You can feel the spine decompress. supported. But the weight of the arms, the weight of the head helps open up some space in between the vertebrae. Now keep your knees bent, and once again, let's stack one vertebrae at a time as we rise up. Arms are heavy, head is heavy. As you arrive, inhale, arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana, high salute. Exhale, fold forward. Lift halfway, hands to the shins, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, plank. Set your plank up, and then Ashtanga Namaskar. So knees come down with control, chest and chin, and then up into a baby cobra. Tuck the toes, down dog. Tiptoe forward, little teeny tiny steps. See how many little tiny steps you can fit into that trip to the top. Let's take the hands under the feet. So the palms are facing up. Tuck the hands and use your toes to massage the palms. Keep your knees bent while you're here. And then release. Maybe fingertips can stay on the floor now as you straighten the legs and lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Pull the feet away from each other, engage the legs. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, hands home to the heart. One more, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Lift halfway. Plank. Knees, chest, chin, so Ashtanga Namaskar, but control that descent. And then maybe this time you come up a little higher, maybe into Cobra. Exhale down, tuck the toes, down dog. And make your steps a little wider, a little bigger, a little quicker as you come to the top of the mat. Maybe keep the fingertips on the floor as you lift halfway. Fold on your exhale. Inhale, swing your arms out and up. Exhale, hands home to the heart. Now bring the big toes to touch and keep the heels separated. Samastitihi. We'll come into chair pose. I like to drop the hips, bend the knees, peek down there. So you can see the toes. Knees don't go past the toes. Hips go down. Fingers come down here towards the mat. Maybe you can make it all the way down there and touch like we're back in that warm water. Now swing your arms up by your ears. Rise up in chair. Tuck the tailbone. Hands to heart. Sink lower. Loop your thumbs and swoop the backs of your hands down in that water. Now rise up. Little back bend. Exhale, hands down. Lace the fingers together. Draw the elbows towards each other. Open through the chest. Push the knuckles down. Lift the hand away from the sacrum. And then bend the knees, fold forward in your chair. We're just going to fold and let the head hang. Breathe. Release the fingers down to the floor, down to the mat like you're trickling through the water. Rise up in your chair and then all the way up. Send those hands up, hands together, home to the heart. Let's do that again. We're going to swoop the hands down into the water. Swing the arms up, reach the tailbone down, drop the hands to heart, sink lower. Loop the thumbs, swoop the hands down. Reach up, back bend. Release the arms to the sides, lace the fingers, push the knuckles down, fold forward. Release the fingers down. We're going to pass through chair and then rise all the way up. Hands to heart. Let's do two more. Reach down. Maybe touch the floor. Swoop the hands up, tailbone points down, hands to heart, sink lower. Loop the thumbs, swoop. Hands go up, back bend. Arms down, hands behind you. Open through the chest, fold forward. Release the fingers towards the mat, passing through chair on your way up. Hands to heart. Last one. Sink lower. Loop and swoop. Maybe a deeper back bend. Remember, they're energizing. Fold forward. Now bring the hands to the mat, frame the feet, step back and plank. A wide plank. So feet can be as wide as the left and right edges of the mat. We'll do a little more shifting forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. And then drop the heels to the right and reach up with the left arm. So side plank. Back to center, shift the heels to the left, reach up with the right arm. Let's do 2 more each side. One more. Back to plank. Drop your knees, bring your big toes to touch, and sit back in a wide child's pose. Let the head come to rest somewhere on the mat, on a block. And breathe. Where does the breath go when you breathe in? Where do you feel it? See if you can send that breath into all the cells of the body. Inhale brings the prana, and the exhale sweeps away the residue, the waste, the stagnation. If your head's turned, lift it and turn it the other way. And then meet me in down dog. Swing your right leg back and up. Let's bend the knee and do some hip mandalas, so some circles. So let's add that crashing wave analogy as that knee comes around and down. Now this time I want you to step the foot forward between the hands. We're going to rise up in a lunge. So keep the knee off the floor, unless you want to bring it down. Then when you rise up, hands to the hips. I want you to bend your left knee. Bring that tailbone so it points more towards the earth. And then maybe reach through the heel a little bit. Bring your arms forward, roll the little fingers towards each other. Sweep your arms up, but not all the way. Now look up at your hands. And bring your hands together and gaze at your thumbs. Breathe. High crescent lunge. Now exhale, fold forward. Bring both hands to the inside of that right foot. And we're going to turn to the left edge of the mat. As we roll to the left edge, now we're in prasarada. So little toe edges of the feet are parallel with the short edges of your mat. Wrists under shoulders here. Just pause here, kind of a halfway up. Reaching outward with both legs without letting the feet slide on the mat. So it's an isometric contraction, and then lift your kneecaps. Engage your thigh muscles. Now keep all of that in your legs and walk your hands forward. So upper body's more like you're in down dog. Breathe. And since we're forward now, remember to draw those inner thighs back. So we're reaching to little toe edges, squeezing the thigh muscles, lifting the kneecaps, and rolling the thighs in and back. Making space in the low back. 2 more breaths. Now walk the hands back under the shoulders. Then we're going to walk back towards the top of the mat and step back into plank. Let's shift forward and back here. Forward and back. Make sure shoulders are over wrists, maybe a little forward. Come to the knees with control. Lift your chin and lower your chest. Let your chin come down last. Hold for a couple breaths. A nice back bend here. So look like an inchworm. Now bring the tops of the feet to the floor as you slither forward into a cobra. And let's hold the cobra. Where do you feel it? Exhale, floating down. Tuck the toes, down dog. Left leg back and up. Bend the knee. Those hip mandalas, waves are crashing on the shore. We'll do 5. And then step the foot forward. Left foot comes between the hands, setting yourself up for a lunge. Rise up. Hands to pelvis. Bend the right knee and then tip the pelvis back so the tailbone points towards the earth. Now keep the pelvis level and reach through the heel a little more. Bring your arms up, little fingers towards each other, and then lift them, but keep the arms kind of in front of the face. Then bring the palms together and look up at your thumbs. Maybe start coming into more of a back bend here. High crescent lunge. Two more breaths. And exhale. Hands to the inside of the left foot. We're going to turn to Prasarada to the right. My mat is scooting. I'm going to have to adjust it. So feet are nice and wide, all those same cues. Pulling the feet apart. You'll feel that activate the outer thighs. Roll the inner thighs in and back. That will bring more space to the sit bones, to the low back. Lift the kneecaps. Breathe. Maybe we take a twist here. The right hand under the nose. Reach up with the left. And turn the hand and take the low back, or take the back of the hand to the low back. Open the heart. Lifting the heart to the left. Lifting the gaze to the left and maybe even a little up. Reach up with the left arm, come back down. And we'll switch hands. Left hand right under your nose, right arm up. Take your twist, and then maybe you take that hand to the low back. You can even take half bind here. Breathe. Unwind. Now bend your knees and bring your hands to your thighs. Hold here. Engage the core. And maybe you bring your arms out like airplane wings. Maybe you straighten the legs. But if you feel this in the low back, bend the knees. Take the hands back to the thighs. Maybe you bring your arms up by your ears. I gotta watch, I'm right by my table. Bend the knees again, take the hands to the thighs, rise up. On an inhale, swing your arms out and up. Turn the palms away from each other. Exhale, bring the arms down. Let's do 3 more like that. Inhale, up. And exhale down. Maybe tuck the chin as the arms come down. Maybe lift the gaze as the arms go up. 2 more. One more. And this time we'll fold forward as the arms come down. Bring the wrists back underneath the shoulders. And let's shift forward and back here. Maybe lifting the toes and then lifting the heels. A little agility. And before we leave,
Maybe you want to walk the hands in line with the arches of the feet, keeping the elbows pointing behind you, letting the head hang. And if your head reaches the mat, that's fine. Mine doesn't come close today. Some days it's closer than others. Blocks can be nice under here too, under your head. Hold and breathe. Now bend your knees. We're going to walk the hands back to the top of the mat, spin on the feet, come into plank. Ashtanga Namaskar, drop the knees, lift the chin, drop the chest, the butt pokes up, chin comes down, hold for a couple breaths. Now slither out onto your belly and bring the hands wide now and up onto the fingertips. Tuck your chin, draw your navel back towards your spine. So this is a modified low cobra, a baby cobra. So lift up. Unfurl the head last. Exhale down. Let's do 4 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. 3 more. Last one. And then find crocodile. Separate the legs and bring the forehead to the back of the hand. And then roll the head like you're shaking your head no. So from ear to ear, massaging the forehead. And come to stillness. And again, take the breath into the cells of the body, delivering the prana, and gathering the waste, the residue, taking it back out on the out breath. Three more breaths. Relax. Let those cells open. Meet me in downward facing dog. How about 2 big giant steps forward? Feet under hips. When you arrive, lift halfway and fold. Swing the arms out and up. Let's pick a few more apples. See if there's a difference. The difference in the way you feel now compared to the first batch of apples we picked. Let's grab one more on each side. And then back to mountain pose. Let's come into tree pose. So we'll shift the weight to the right and then find your tree. So I like to start with the toe on the ground and then remind myself to rise up out of that supporting leg. It's easy to kind of sink into the hip especially, so rise up. And then find placement for the left leg, wherever that is for you today. Rise up again and then squeeze the left glute and feel that open the knee a bit. Push foot into leg and leg into foot. Now let's take the left forearm down towards the thigh and reach up and over with the right arm. A bent tree. Rising back up. We're going to come into a number 4. So just slide that ankle in front of your thigh. And again, you can reach down to remind that knee to stay open, but squeeze your glute when you do that. Feel that externally rotate the thigh. Keep your foot flexed and maybe, like in our chair pose, your
fold into this, coming into temple dancer. Breathe. And then from temple dancer, maybe fold all the way down and let those fingertips come to the floor. Keep reaching the knee back. In this shape, it feels like you're reaching back. Keep the foot flexed. Now from here, I want you to slide the little toe down. So the little toes touch. Keep the knees bent. Now walk your hands to the right and send your hips to the left. Bring the hands in front of you again. Undo the feet. Step back in plank. Ashtanga Namaskar. Knees. Lift the chin. Lower the chest. And then slither up into a high cobra. Maybe even an up dog here. And come down. Tuck the toes, down dog. 2 big steps, maybe start with the other foot to the top of the mat. Lift halfway when you arrive and fold. Swing your arms out and up. And exhale, hands home to the heart. Release the arms to the side. Tree on the second side, so shift your weight to your left. And then open the knee. Rise up out of the left. So root down and rise up. Then bring the foot wherever you want it to be on the inside of that leg. Find your balance and then see if you can open the knee a bit. Squeeze the right glute. Now bring right forearm down there towards right thigh. Reaching up and over with the left. Try to keep your shoulders square to the top of the mat. And then rise up. Come into number 4 here. You reach down there and remind the knee to stay down and open. Squeeze your right glute again. Maybe you bring hands to heart and come into temple dancer. And then maybe you fold forward here. Try to make it a controlled descent, coming to fingertips. And then slide little toes to touch. Keep the knees bent. I'm going to walk my hands to the left edge of the mat and push my hips to the right back edge. Bring the hands forward, plant the feet under the hips. Come back to child's pose. And breathe. Let the head find a place to rest. Again, drawing the breath into every cell of the body. Waking everything up. Washing away all that yin energy came to the surface while we slept, inviting the yang, the active energy, to come to the surface, that righteous energy for our day. 2 more breaths here. And then swing your legs around and open the legs wide, coming into Upavista Konasana, wide angle. Forward fold. We won't fold forward quite yet. So lift and adjust. And as you lift, roll your thighs in. So it's like you're trying to push your inseams down towards the mat. And notice you'll roll on the heels and the toes come inward. That opens up the sit bones. Gives you a little more space as you fold forward here, folding from the hips. So if I had a broomstick on my back would stay neutral. And then when When you reach your edge, then roll on the heels so the toes point up. Stick the heels to the mat. Draw the heels towards you. Feel that roll your pelvis forward. Maybe you can come a little further. And maybe you can reach out for your big toes or your shins and pull a bit. But keep the pelvis tilted forward as you pull. And the heart leads the way. Chin can stay lifted a bit. So a bit of a back bend now that we're this far forward. Breathe. Bring the fingertips to the mat. Help yourself back up. And we're going to come into Sukasana. Let's keep the right shin in front. So easy seated pose. And adjust on the sit bones if you need to. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, thumbs to third eye. Lift your elbows. Line your ears up over your shoulders. Drop your shoulders from your ears. And then floating again over the hips. Coming forward. As you start to shift forward, push out and down into the knees, into the thighs. Help support yourself as you come forward. And then arrive, resting your forehead on something, a block, your thumbs. Now while we're here, reach the arms long and let's pull the hands towards us. Feel that tip the pelvis forward. Now push the hands away. Now walk the hands to the right. Maybe you take that left hand past the right, crossing the wrists, fold, breathe. Now walk the hands forward again and on over to the left. Same thing, we're going to take right hand, maybe on top of the left, maybe beyond. Keep the sit bones anchored. And then walk the hands forward. Now stay in Sukasana just like this, but then we're going to lift this right knee. Take the foot and maybe extend the leg long. Try to keep your arms plugged in. And then bring the leg out long. It may end up on top of your left ankle. That's okay. We'll take Shasana, so like you're taking a bow. Maybe you take that half bind, deepening the twist. And then rise up. And we'll switch the cross of the legs. So now the left shin is in front. And adjust if you need to. Inhale up. Exhale, thumbs to third eye. Lift the elbows, but drop the shoulders. Lift through the crown of the head on the inhale. Push into the outer thighs as you fold forward on your exhale. You can release the hands to the mat if you need help controlling this descent. And then arrive. Reach out with the arms. First, we're going to pull the hands towards us. And we're going to push the hands away. So a little pelvic tilting. Walk the hands to the left. Maybe the right hand goes beyond the left. And walk the hands to the right. Maybe the left hand goes beyond the right. And then come forward and rise up. Help yourself out with your hands. We're going to lift the left knee, reach out for the foot, and then extend the leg as long as it feels comfortable. So I've got a pretty good bend in the knee on this side. Hamstrings are still a little tight. And extend that leg long as you come up onto the sit bones. Take your bow. Maybe take a half bind. And rise up. Now come to your back. let's do a few nice, easy bridges before we settle in for relaxation. Now press into the back of the head. Let that lift your upper chest and then tuck your shoulder blades. Bring the palms down to the mat. And we'll bend the elbows right away. Let the palms of the hands face each other. As you inhale, lift the hips, push your knees away. And then once you reach as far as you can with the knees, maybe pressing into the upper arms will bring you into a deeper back bend. Keep the knees reaching away, but keep them coming towards each other. So keep them hip distance apart. The tendency can be to let the knees fall open. And maybe you come up on your tiptoes. And then exhale, come down. Reach with the tailbone. And then bring the palms of the hands to the floor and the heels come down. So 3 more times. We're just going to do a nice lift of the hips and match that with reaching the arms overhead. Inhaling, exhale down. Reach with the tailbone, flat back when you land. Inhale up, coming into a back bend, and exhale, flat back. Push the low back down like you're doing a crunch. Inhale. And exhale, last one. Bring your hands to your low belly. Maybe walk your knees or your feet wide and let the knees do a little windshield wiper action here. And any last minute movements you might need before you release into a nice, comfortable Shavasana. Again, visualize the breath like gentle ocean waves, just that gentle slapping against the shore and then sweeping back out into the sea. That same action of the breath as it moves through the physical body, but also it moves through the energetic body, washing away stagnant energy, brightening up the energy for your day. Just breathe. Now roll your head from ear to ear. Feel the sensation as the head rolls left and right. Maybe even a sense of the brain shifting around in there. And then let's just go right into a good morning stretch. Maybe pick a few apples down here on the floor. Maybe a nice yawn. And then let's come up to a seat. Ready for the day, right? Ready to get over the hump of our Wednesday, taking that downhill ride to the weekend. Let's reach up one more time. Grab what you need. It looks so serene and peaceful out there. Grab a handful of that. You have peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful world. Namaste. Thanks again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.